And hello, welcome back to qualifier 4 of the Jester joust. Apologies for the long wait. I took a vacation, and now that college classes are starting, these aren't going to come out as rapidly as they did, but finally qualifier 4 is happening. Taking a look at our lineup. Our brand new team first here is Undercutters. As I said, this is a team of all Undercutters, a very offensive based team. It can be deadly. Following that, we have Track Aces, aka Shredheads. They have a brand new lineup, of course, of Track Ace cars and some nice agility. Ford Knox made it to the finals last season. They got 5th. They are back. They only swapped out one member. They swapped out the GT for the Model A Ford. Very heavy car. Surf's Uber back to try their luck once again. They swapped out 2 members and brought in 2 new ones. Followed by that is Dune Squad. It's been a bit, but they are back with an almost entirely new lineup outside of Dune Crusher. Very agility-based lineup. 5 teams enter, only 3 teams will leave. Let's kick off qualifier 4, starting off round 1, and starting us off is going to be Thundercutters, and they are going to start off with Top Fuel Dragster, who goes curbside immediately. That is not a good thing. Being curbside leaves you very vulnerable for the next car, and that's going to be... Track Ace is starting off with Loop Coop, who doesn't do anything to Top Fuel Dragster, just locks it in. And then it's going to be Ford Knox, and they are going to start off with, let's see, it's going to be the T-Bird. Usually they would start off with the GT, but the GT, of course, no longer on the team. So I guess now they're going to be using the T-Bird as their starter car. Granted, the T-Bird showed some agility before last season. The question is, will we be able to do that again? Oh, and our first elimination of the round is gonna be Luku via Surfing School Bus. But Surfing School Bus puts itself in a terrible spot, and it's probably gonna get taken down, I imagine. I mean, that thing is not balanced at all, and yet, oh no, Doom Crusher takes down Surfing School, so then goes off the back of T-Bird, I think, and actually takes down the top projector with this. So, in a kind of accidental double takedown, but also a self-elimination. Yeesh, Doom Crusher getting 2 takedowns, but then unable to save itself. Oh, and Super Modified gets underneath the T-Bird. The T-Bird now is in trouble. That's the thing when you have a team of all Undercutters. It's gonna be a very deadly operation. Ooh, and the team manages to keep it together as Rev Rod locks it in behind Super Modified. I believe that is still in, at least for the T-Bird. Followed by Rev Rod. It's gonna be back to Surf's up. Actually, no, Ford Knox. And they do setting the Model A Ford, puts Rev Rod on top of Super Modified. Rev Rod is now poised. Model A Ford locks it in while the Super Modified still stays locked in on the track. Followed by that, it's going to be, Turtle Shell, and Turtle Shell blinks off the Model A and basically escapes. Rev Rod does the same thing. Model A is actually slightly curbside now. Could leave it potentially vulnerable. That is a pretty heavy car. It's like 66 grams, I believe. And Silver Fox. This thing looks unassuming, but the Silver Fox has quite the agility. So it's interesting to see this thing. It's an old Tonka truck. Oh, and as I say that, look at that. The Mazda cuts underneath Silver Fox, and Silver Fox just makes a great landing. Model A Ford now, however, is in trouble, and it has to hold on. It's holding on top of the Mazda, and involved by that, it's going to be Rolling Salt. And what in the world? Okay, I guess Model A Ford is really hitching a ride on the Mazda as Rolling Solo locks it in behind the Mazda. Surprised the Mazda didn't move at all on that hit, but okay. Right on the Model A, though, is still in the back. And, oh, man, there goes, the Ford Fairmont. Couldn't do anything to save his teammate, and Model A is sideways. Mazda is starting to escape, and Super Modified is beginning to is curbside, actually. Fairmont stays locked in. Volley that's going to be back to... Ooh, it's Piranha Terror. What in the world? Piranha Terror sort of like skidded off the back of the Fairmont and then sort of flips around and lands up the T-Bird, which actually has put itself in a safe position now, I think, thanks to that. And now the Fairmont is vulnerable. It is curbside. Ooh, and off track uses the chance to, get off the track to safety. Ooh, and Rolling Soul may actually be sideways now. And Super Modified, I think, basically locked it in. The Fairmont's still in danger. Oh, and Burlesque, blistering Undercut takes down the Fairmont, but also takes down its own teammate, the Super Modified. This is a problem when you have a team of Undercutters. Friendly fire is kind of inevitable. Rolling Soul basically escapes. Burlesque, of course, is curbside now. Super Modified still on the track, so it could potentially right itself, but I find it unlikely. And there goes Turbine's line, and it helps Burlesque escape. And Super Modified is basically finished out from the looks of it. Turbine is curbside, so that leaves vulnerable. And the GT90 skids off the Turbine, and basically, it's still kind of on the track. At least its rear still on the track, so it's not quite in the clear yet. And then followed by that, it's going to be Surf's up, and they're going to be sending down Scenic Route. Whoa, and Scenic Route pops into the air and then sort of lands not on the track. That is a very vulnerable spot to be in. That is not good at all. And what we're going to be, what in the world, though? The Ranger, I don't even know what that was, but skidded off as Scenic, and actually it does manage to land it. And then followed by that, we're going to be back around the roster. And starting us off is going to be the Ferrari. What in the world is Scenic Route it's not turned to a ramp, but it's like Carter skidding off of it and veering to the right because it's still kind of on the track, and the Ferrari took itself out. That car's never really had good balance, to be honest. And then and crescendo, and really into the air, but then manages to land it and make the save. Followed by that, it's going to be 4 knocks, and it's in the 4 2-door, and the 4 2-door, it's kind of curbside now, but it's still alive, and Scenic Route is basically safe from the looks of it. I doubt it's in danger at this point. And Dior 3 pokes at the 2-door, but goes curbside as well. Final car of the round is going to be for Dune Squad, and it's going to be Later Crater. And, Later Crater ends the round by taking down Dior 3. And, that is going to cap off round 1. We had a decent amount of eliminations. Let's take a look at the aftermath. Dune Squad and Shredhead did the best. They each only lost 1. Good start for them. Surf's Up and 4 Knocks both lost 2, and Thundercutters had the most to lose. They lost 3 down to 2, which does not fare well with the 4 Knocks. It means 2 of their cars are going to have to take some undercutting hits. But starting us off going into round 2 is Dune Squad, and they had a great run, only losing Dune Crusher. They still have 4 in it. Followed by that is going to be the Shredheads, who also had a great start. They only lost 1 as well, and they're at 4. And Luke and Turbine Sublime pushes by Silver Fox, and I think Silver Fox is still in. That is going to be and Turtle Shell, unusually aggressive, takes a shot, Turbine Sublime, but Turbine Sublime makes the recovery no problem. And following by that is going to be and the T-Bird pops Turtle Shell into the air, but Turtle Shell is used to making great saves like that and has no issues making the recovery. And it's going to be the first of the last 2 for Thunder. And the Thundercutters, starting off with Burlesque, takes down the T-Bird, sending it into the safety area, and it could not recover. That is going to be a bit tough for 4 Knocks. As I said previously, they had made the finals, but right now they are down to 2. They are not having a good time in this match. Burlesque is locked it in. And the Ranger tries to tussle with Burlesque, but Burlesque basically escapes, and the Ranger now is in a very bad spot. That is not the type of spot you want to be in. Very dangerous, in fact. And Rev Rod. And the Ranger looks like it was about to save it, but then tips off the track. But for Innis Cyrus, there's going to be a loss for Dune Squad. Rev Rod is now at the front. So far, the only car. A lot of cars are just sort of escaping on the track, because a lot of these cars are agile. And Piranha Terror just pokes at the back of Rev Rod, and I don't know if it escaped. Its rear still kind of on the track, so it could potentially get clipped slightly. And the GT90 really heaves into Rev Rod. Rev Rod is known for making great saves, and it saves it right there. Followed by that, it's going to be another Thundercutter, and it's going to be the Mazda. And the Mazda, that was very close. The GT90 is the best car for 4 Knocks, and the Mazda nearly took it out, but that is kind of close. It's going to be hard to say if that's in. If 4 Knocks lose the GT90, they are in deep trouble. And off-track pokes at the back of the Mazda, but the Mazda spins around. And actually, we might have another sort of ramp situation now. The front of that Mazda is very low. And Crescendo uses it to take an off-track. Another loss for Dune Squad. That's 2 now. And Crescendo just escapes no problem. Shredhead's followed. The Shredhead's going to be, actually, this might be bad for Surf's Up, because up next is their big one. It's Scenic. And Scenic Roof Skid manages to keep it together despite the little ramp and keep it alive. And that means up next for 4 Knocks, going to be the 4 2-door. So it's going to have to just hit the wall, and it manages to keep it together, but bounces way back. Being this back far down the track near the hill makes it so that the next car can get a nice big heave. But Later Crater, the two-door and later crater are in terrible, terrible spots. This is not good. And Rowan solo. G takes down later crater. The Ford two-door stays alive. Also with some nice acrobatics at the same time. And right now, just taking a look. That was the final car of the round. Looking at the two cars' kind of questionable positions. I think it's safe to say both are in. At least Silver Fox. I think that is still in. I say that's like barely in. At least, yeah, I think that's like right at 45. Which means the same case applies for the GT90 in the back. We have right at 45. I think that's still considered in. And the GT90, as I said, I think both are barely hidden by like the skin of their teeth. But regardless, that is the end of round 2. Let's take a look at the aftermath. Jesus Christ, Dune Squad had the most to lose, and they indeed lost the most. They went down from 4 to 1. They lost 3. Ford Knox lost 1. They are now even with Thundercutters at 2. Surfs Up and Shredheads did not lose any cars, so they stay steady at 3 and 4 respectively. As we go into round 3 of this qualifier, all 5 teams still in it, but some are in danger. Except for the Shredheads. Shredheads right now seem to be dominating the field. They still have 4 in it. This time starting off with Turbine Sublime. Turbine Sublime actually goes slightly curbside. And then here comes, Turtle Shell takes another stab at the Turbine Sublime, but no luck, and Turtle Shell stays locked in on the track. And following that is going to be the Thundercutters name starting out. Oh, and Burles does the same thing it did to the T-Bird in the last round. Turtle Shell gets flipped over and lands in the safety, unable to race. So, Burles seems to have a strategy here by sending cars into the safety area where they aren't able to recover. It's a smart strategy for pull off, and the GT90 pushes Burles aside and stays locked in at the front. Followed by that, it's going to be the last hope for Dune Squad, which is, of course, Silver Fox. And Silver Fox, it's going to... What? Oh, that... Okay, that was weird. But now Silver Fox, actually, that's pretty beyond 45, I think. And if Silver Fox doesn't race, so it could be in trouble. But that's not a good say. And no, as I say, that Rev Rod basically just puts the end for Dune Squad. That is... I don't think that's coming back from that. Poor Dune Squad. They started off so strong, but then fell apart so easily. That is very unfortunate. Ooh, and this time, here comes Scenic Route, who manages to just sort of push aside Rev Rod. And the back of Scenic Route connected to real ramp at times, so kind of depends on the car. And whoa, as I say that, is the Mazda who just cuts all the way underneath Scenic like a dagger, but Scenic manages to hook onto the side of the track, and I'm pretty sure that's still in. But now the Ford GT90 could be in trouble here. And oh no, the two-door may have just sabotaged its own team with that move. They needed that GT90 to stay alive, and now the Ford two-door is their last hope. It couldn't really do anything. The Mazda really had played a big part in that. Oh, that was very close. If the two-door hadn't saved that, Ford Knox would be out, and this match would have been over, but Rolling Solo does not do it. Oh, and Piranha Terror's just been weird with its movements, but it manages to escape, basically. Rolling Solo stays locked in at the front. Oh, jeez. Okay, Crescendo. Really sending his own teammate into the air, but no takedown there. And that was the end of round 3. We say goodbye to Dune Squad. Maybe they'll do better next time. And Ford Knox are down to 1 there on their last leg. Surfs Up lost 1 there, down to 2. Now, still, even at the Undercutters, we're still at 2. And the Shredheads are still at 4. Jeez, they are really running away with this match as we go into round 4 of this qualifier. And as we tradition now, they are starting off with Turbine Sublime. Turbine Sublime having goes curbside. It's not exactly a good thing to do. And Burlesque, gets the undercut, but Turbine is very agile and has no problem handling it. And is now in a... and Piranha Terror proving its Piranha there. Just gnashes at Burlesque, and that's a huge loss for the Thundercutters. They needed that car to keep them in this match, but they're not going to do that now, which means they're going to be down to just a Mazda. And the two are the last hope for Ford Knox goes curbside. Very bad for them. If the two-door dies, then they're out of this match. And Rolling Solo this time does not get underneath the two-door. Just sort of locks in behind it, but the two-door can still be in danger here. And as next going to be a hit, it's going to take a bit of an undercut here from, I believe it's the Mazda who's up next, whenever that decides to come down. And wow, and the Mazda takes down Rolling Solo. Finally, the Shredheads lose another car, and the two-door The two-door is in peril. Ford Knox are sweating really hard now. If the two-door dies, this match is basically over. Oh, and no! Scenic Route! What? Oh, takes down his own teammate, the two-door, using Burlesque and Roll and Solo stays alive. The Mazda manages to stay alive. Oh, that was a really clutch move by the two-door, keeping Ford Knox in this match. And Rev Rod doesn't do anything to Scenic Route, just stays locked in. And, oh, Jesus, okay, Crescendo, these are your teammates. You don't want to kill them, but even still, Rev Rod makes the save. That's the end of round 4. Taking a look at the aftermath, we lost 3 cars. And everybody except for Shredheads are down to 1. Shredheads lost 1 down to 3. Everybody else is at 1. It's do or die for everybody except your Shredheads, who have just been controlling this match the entire time. Still starting off with Turbine Sublime. Push aside the track buffer, stays alive at the front. And then up next is going to be the two-door for the Ford Knox. And, oh, gee, the two-door takes down Turbine Sublime. It's going to be yet another loss for Shredheads. They're going to be down to 2. Wow. Seems like they're trying to even the field now. But yeah, the two-door stays locked in at the front, luckily. And followed by that, it's going to be a bit of a big hit. Oh, it's Scenic Route. Oh, no, the 5th place finalists from last season may not be going back to the finals again. Scenic Route just takes down the two-door, and right now, and it might not be over yet though. If one of these cars, if Scenic or Mazda gets eliminated, then this match might be over. Or not over, but it might go to a runoff, but the Mazda gets underneath, but Scenic Route stays alive. Ooh, and, oh, man, Crescendo may have just put the end of this match in stone. The Mazda staying alive, Scenic Route staying alive. Oh, and Rev Rod, we are going to runoff. Rev Rod takes down the Mazda. Scenic Route stays alive, and, of course, the Shredhead advanced with Crescendo and Rev Rod. But we have a runoff from the Thundercutters, and Ford Knox are going to do that now, and whoever survives, whoever has the most points by the end of the round will be the team to advance to the main event. Since Ford Knox had more points than Thundercutters, Thundercutters will have to go first, and Ford Knox get to go second. So starting off for Thundercutters, it's going to be Super Modified this time. Actually, not the Top Fuel Dragster. Super Modified just locks it in at the front. And then starting off for Ford Knox now, it's going to be the T-Bird. And the T-Bird doesn't do anything to the Super Modified. It actually just puts it slightly curbside, but the T-Bird stays locked in. Once again, Burlesque sabotaging his own team there. The T-Bird, that similar position like it was in round 1. I'm not sure if that's still in, but we do know for a fact that Super Modified is definitely out, and Burlesque takes a nice hit by the Model A, but makes the save. Burlesque is an undercutter, but also with good agility at the same time. Whoa, the Model A actually makes a recovery as Top Fuel Dragster pokes at it, but is unable to take it down, and now Top Fuel is curbside. And the Fairmont basically puts Top Fuel sideways unless it recovers. That's going to be yet another loss for Thundercutters. They are kind of struggling now. Oh, and the Mazda does not take out the Fairmont. The Fairmont keeps it alive, and the Mazda doesn't do anything. And but Top Fuel Dragster, though, does make recovery. So right now it's still even. Oh, no, the GT90. Unfortunately, the Model A falls over. And if the T-Bird is out, then right now Thundercutters have the advantage. But we still have a couple cars to come down. And the Ferrari doesn't do anything but take itself out. Geez, that Ferrari... Wow, very, very unbalanced. Very unbalanced. It's not exactly a great car, if I say so myself. And followed by that, it's going to be the two-door, and the two-door goes curbside. It's leaving itself vulnerable, but that was the final car of this round. And looks like the T-Bird, if you look at it, same position as last round, so not below 45, which means it's 4-3. Which means this runoff is over, and this match is over. Ford Knox are in fact getting out of this qualifier and are going to the main event. Yeesh, what an upset for Thundercut. They tried hard, but they couldn't pull it off. Going to the main event, Ford Knox, Shredheads, and Surfs Up. Geez, I'm always mixing their name up. But yeah, Shredheads, Forward Knocks, and Sorcerers, they are all going to the main event. Shredheads with the most amount of points easily getting the bonus action. Rather nice to see Rev Rod showing it what it's made of. Forward Knocks really cut close. Will they have enough to make it to the finals in the main event? We'll see. And Scenic Route definitely proved itself valuable in this match.